We're just, every episode, we're just going to be voguing. That's it. We're just like...
There you go. Yeah, just... From the back to the middle and around again. I'm gonna be there to the end. 100% pure love.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know this song.
Did you not grow up in, like, 90s dance studios?
No.
Oh.
I grew up in the 90s.
That's how I know it.
But I grew up in the 90s at, like, the Coast Guard housing pool. So it was a lot more like John Cicada.
And they would mix it into Janet Jackson.
Well, Janet Jackson. But I did not know this 100% Pure Love. That was not familiar to me.
Okay, well, we are back with episode 3 of season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Disclaimer that I feel compelled to say, we are novices, so don't come at us, and if you do, at least fuck us first. No.
Whoa! Coming in hot.
Leave a rate or review, a good one.
At least do something.
And then let us have it.
At least leave a comment, and even if you don't like it, maybe hit the thumbs up. Just help us out.
So,
we're trying. Isn't that the point?
You're drunk.
I'm a little drunk. Had most of a bottle of wine.
Let's go ahead and dive in. This was episode 3. Yeah. This is the first time that they've all been together in a room.
Yeah.
Pretty standard mix of reality TV hijinks. Mm-hmm. Some friends became enemies. Some enemies became friends.
I'm not here to make friends.
What are your thoughts? What are your first?
I have joined the... I don't know how actually incendiary this is going to be to say, but I think I have joined the anti-Candy Muse camp.
So I liked Candy Muse at first.
Okay.
I like her sense of humor, and I like the playfulness. Like her going after Joey J. Yeah. I thought that was very cute.
But then she came for people who are not her business.
What is the beef with Elliot with 2 T's?
I don't get it.
Everybody is after Elliot, and I like Elliot.
2 T's is great.
I think he's
Maybe
cute.
That's just me.
He's a little obnoxious, but the thing is, they kind of keep coming for his, like, talent level, I suppose, and I buy into his gimmick.
Me too.
Even the runway with the trains, how it was like an 80s Glenn Close, like the wig.
Loved it.
Yeah. I was just sort of, and it also felt consistent with his body of work.
Yeah.
In a way that to compare with Candy Muse, it's like, so far, I haven't liked a single thing she's worn.
It's been a little sloppy across the board.
And this train dress, was this not her daytime dress?
Well, it was very similar. And it's also like, do you not, like, you can't just ride on, like, your like affable humor that far. You have to back that shit up with something, and I don't think she's doing it.
Well, we reached a point where you were not even looking at the TV. You were sitting on the floor with your glass of wine, eating French fries, and just yelling, "Stop talking! Shut up!" every time. Because for 40% of Untucked, it was her just kind of like,
well, it's just like, I don't think that you
kind of like slur yelling the episode back to them.
And I'm like, well, bitch, I just don't think that you.
So I don't like to lead with the
negative,
with the bad foot.
Mostly the rest of my stuff is positive, so I did want to kind of get that out of the way.
My issue is, help me help you. I want to like Candy Muse, and she's making it difficult. Because someone else that I've been a little bit prickly with, or that I've perceived as Rosé, and she's managing to give me stuff to work with.
Staying above it. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like what I said while we were watching, where I was like, she hasn't reached the silky nutmeg ganache levels, but like Candy Muse is chomping at that bit, and I can't handle it.
I don't think this is going to be controversial at all, but should we just give Simone the crown now?
Don't know.
Is there any...
You know what we should do?
Is there a contest?
Here's what we should do. Is we should Katie Heron the crown and give half of it to Simone and half of it to Gottmik and just call it done.
I like Gottmik a lot, and especially I liked her train. I liked the leaf blower and all that, and the sails and stuff. She was also giving me like major like late 2000s Paris Hilton, and that's a compliment.
It is.
It
definitely is.
Scenario.
Maybe if Gottmik ever has to lip sync for her life, it should be to Stars Are Born.
Nothing in this world.
Nothing in this world can stop us tonight.
Okay.
Nothing in this world.
Whatever. Fair enough. So, I'm not as familiar with the Paris oeuvre.
But no, I was really, really liking that. No, Simone, she's just...
The way she zigs with her fashion every time you think she's gonna zag, where it's like the boxing outfit was so inspired and crazy, and this do-rag train
with like the tracksuit, but also the like corset.
Yeah, amazing.
And so I did. We just watched this live and we're recording, so I haven't had time to ruminate on anything. So I just grabbed a couple screenshots, and poor Denali has a TV-14 over her face.
Oh no.
Also, Denali was an easy frontrunner for me last episode, and this episode didn't go quite as well for her. Where do you think, was it just that she gave a mediocre performance? Because how do you really judge those performances?
That's the thing, is I don't.
You don't love the acting challenges.
I almost never do I love the acting challenges, because it's always like very reality TV edited, so it's like boom, as she's like flubbing over a line, and I'm just like, I don't really have that in me right now. But I didn't think she did that badly in the performance, and her runway look was one of my favorite
I forget what she called it. It was like
Quetzalcoatl.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's from Hispanic Mexican folklore.
I think it's South America.
Okay.
But
okay. I thought it was, I was very surprised when she was in the bottom.
Especially because, look, I think Kimura is one of the most beautiful queens. Very pretty, very poised. It's like that's the thing, it's like a very pageant queen thing. Mm-hmm. It's like very high fashion, very good makeup. You know, the like dragon epaulets were very cool, but she is wooden.
I think her double life got in the way.
Yeah,
when she came out of the bag, like she came out with like, I have to keep my drag life separate from my boyfriend. And it's in a storage unit.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that the family kind of knowing, but not really. And I think she just shut down. I
agree. Well, it's especially like Michelle gave her that note where it was like, you need to be like, we know that you have a personality. You need to like bring your personality into this.
Because she didn't even try to lip sync.
And she couldn't. It was just like walking around like a pageant queen, like just lip syncing to this song. And it's like Denali was fucking going for it. And that's what you have to do. It is called Lip Sync for Your Life for a reason.
Olivia Lux didn't stand out for me in any which way today, this episode. Yeah. That's neither, she's neither a negative or a positive for me. She's the epitome of neutral right here.
I agree.
I think I still like her. I think that there's still potential, but the thing is I think
she could middle of the road to the top 4.
I would go 5 or 6, but
well, sure, but I think she's gonna middle of the road all the way up.
The thing for me with the acting challenges is I like them better a little later on when they're more comfortable with each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And improv is always hit or miss, but I think when you're insistent, because they didn't understand a lot of the material, like the Betty Davis line.
Okay. What a dump.
Literally the only one of them who would have understood the Betty Davis thing is Tamisha. I'm sorry.
Tina Burner.
Well, sure. Okay, maybe Tina Burner. The rest of them are babies. I think they're mostly all younger than we are. And it's like, I barely know these Betty Davis.
I didn't say I would have gotten that, picked up on that, but my point is that they just kind of, because that goes back to, we already let Kimura have it, but
I don't want to let her have it.
Well, Ross trying to get that line reading out of her with the, I was rooting for us.
Okay. I think they didn't tell her it was a pun.
Well, he did. He said, how would Tyra say it?
That's not the same as saying you're a tree, roots.
Oh, she got that because she got the leaf one.
Well,
which is even worse.
Yeah.
But so then I have my second group. We already talked about Simone. I don't remember Simone and who did Simone? No, Simone was one of the leads in the acting. Was she in Flag Day? That was the only one that actually worked for me.
I mean, they were all kind of funny, but they were all the same.
Was the same script, which I kind of appreciated.
Was hilarious.
But God Loves Flags was easily,
very good.
It felt the most.
Very good.
Yeah.
I think she was the flag one.
I remember thinking she was good. Another Lala Ree. I'm losing her. I'm not really.
Yeah, she was kind of high up for me at the very beginning too.
She gives good face. As in expression.
But even her fashion, I kind of like. I liked the snake train.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good. But I agree. She was she let me down a little in the acting challenge, as did Utica. And I'm a little disappointed.
Well, you can't say she didn't commit.
She committed, but it was like, especially when they were like rehearsing and she just like plumb forgot her lines.
How did you feel about the Carol Burnett? Was it clever homage or was it we've done this before?
I thought it was clever homage more. I mean,
especially for the age, I think for younger people.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, are they going to get the reference?
I think it was clever homage more than...
Because it was pretty straightforward.
Just like a ripoff. It was pretty straightforward, but I also have a soft spot for it because my family had a family reunion and it was Gone with the Wind themed, 15 years ago. And
This was in Charleston.
This was in Charleston, South Carolina.
For context.
And we had a family reunion and it was Gone with the Wind themed. And my mom made the dress, and I just have kind of a soft spot for it because I think it's cute. So I don't know that I'll ever think that that's a tired joke to make. And she committed to it.
It was a different color.
It was a different color.
It was a take. She committed
to it, and she literally said, "This is Carol Burnett." Yeah, I mean, it was great.
Rose, again, I do like Rose. I think is what I've stumbled on. It's something that scene in Untucked with her and Denali felt...
So you thought it was very sexy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's not sexy.
You'll have plenty of time to look at my face.
Just because Denali's not going home up against Kimura. But I get your meaning.
I didn't remember if they were one of the ones that came into this with, it felt like, oh, these people know each other. A lot of people
knew... Is Denali a New York queen too?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But... And I thought she was good in the acting bit.
Yeah.
But I thought that runway was bad. It was just a suit with
sure,
more
I agree
of
with
that tool.
And she does love a ruffle.
Yeah. I just was kind of ooh, really?
So I didn't hate it, but I did also take the note where it's this also just feels like something that you put a ruffle on. I get it. I'm also not saying it's not sexy between the two of them. I just didn't read it that way on first impression.
Tina Burner actually was a little bit in the background with this one. Yeah. She was good in the acting challenge.
Honestly, God bless. After Nina West and Sherry Pie, I could use a middle of the road queen like her.
Oh, she's a good comedy queen, and so I'm not surprised that she was good at this. And her train look, I liked the. It wasn't a double entendre, but
it was like a conductor.
But it was like a train.
Yeah.
And she was wearing a train. Yeah. What is the pun? Why am I...
A pun, a homonym.
Well, regardless.
Yeah. It was cool. She was dressed up like a train.
Well, but not. She was dressed like... You were right. She was dressed up like a conductor. And part of me kind of wanted some Starlight Express.
The train was
yeah, it was tracks.
Yeah.
My darling, my Joey J, I was underwhelmed with. Oh, well... Okay, I liked the train was the tongue with the lips in the back. I did like that.
That was pretty good.
And the stud.
That was clever. That was a clever thing to do, for sure.
And again, I want to make this so clear that I like Tamisha.
I do. I really do.
But there's a lot of stuff, people on the internet that I'm seeing at least are this is Tamisha's world and we're all living in it.
Look,
and I'm not quite getting that. I mean, these are nice. These are very serviceable in my limited experience 90s drag looks.
Here's the thing. I don't think I'll be sad if she wins because she'd be the oldest queen, I think, to win. And she's been through a lot. And it's I get it. I would love that. I'm not a hater.
Well, I want to give her due. Yeah, her respect.
But it's also it's not blowing me away like Denali's bird thing.
Which we are, me a little bit more so than you, but we are kind of more is better. I'm kind of everything in the kitchen sink.
To a certain extent, although you know what it does remind me of is it reminds me of that thing where it's side to side videos of gymnastic vault competitions, and one is from 1950 and she's doing a cartwheel over the vault.
An arabesque.
And the second one is from 2015 and it's Simone Biles
quadruple lutz.
Triple axling over the thing. There definitely is a difference of what they are required and expected to do in that sense. And in that way, I think that Tamisha might actually be at a disadvantage because she's going to all these classic drag looks, which might win her points with the judges.
And it's a thing. I mean, there are definitely going in, you know, you didn't know that there were styles of drag, you know, and it's like,
me, that's the thing. To me, it's like I am definitely gravitating to the more interesting and the more unique drag.
Well, you also like the comedy, like the kind of burlesque stuff. And I do like the comedy. And so, yeah, speaking of disadvantage, though, it does appear next week that we are going to find out that Simone can't sew. So maybe this is where we get a hitch in the giddy up. There's always something.
There is always something.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. Again, we are novices, so this is an old hat for us, the way it is for so many fans. Yeah. I'm curious to see where we go. I in a general sense, I like these people.
This is, in my opinion, this is a really strong crop of queens, and so I'm excited in that sense because it's like I feel like we're gonna lose somebody that we kind of like every week. I
was terrified we were gonna lose Denali, and I was I mean, she went from being like a front runner to me, and so yeah, we'll see. I guess let us know what you think, and if you like it, tune in next week. We're gonna try and put these up late midnight. It could be Saturday afternoons. It'll depend on how our schedules work, but
day after.
Late Friday nights. Midnight Friday night is what I was meaning to say. So.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Bye.
Congratulations, number one.